So welcome everyone, welcome. I'm so glad you're here for the launch party for Profitable Coaching Conversations. For the sake of the video, I want you to just do a hand praise, which is what deaf people do, right? It's that hand praise. I want to see everybody's hand praising. I want to see everybody excited about being here. Yes, keep doing it, keep doing it. I'm going to switch so that we can see some other people, the rest of the people. Keep doing it. Keep doing praise hands, praise hands, praise hands. Yes, yes, yes. I see the praise hands. Awesome, awesome. A little bit more, a little bit more. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for indulging me. I see that Patty has popped in. I'm going to go ahead and promote you so we can see you, Miss Patty, on screen. Profitable Coaching Conversations is here. We're premiering the first episode tomorrow on YouTube, and we're going to be doing the audio podcast on various other audio platforms. So let's see, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify. I got real excited about that one because I'm a Spotify member. So I wanted to make sure my podcast was definitely on Spotify and some of the other directories as well. So you'll be able to listen to us and watch us. The first place to watch us and listen to us is on YouTube. That's the primary platform we're using for our video podcast. And I'm so excited about it. I've had a YouTube channel for 11 years or so. But I got to tell you, what really made it special for me was saying, this is the new flagship brand of my business, where I have been looking at my business and promoting all these different brands. This is really the flagship of it. That means it's the main focal point for everything else. Yes, it's still powered by Business Beyond Limits, the name of my business, but Profitable Coaching Conversations is a brand unto itself, and a lot of things will come out of that brand. You're going to see more in the future. One thing you're going to see for sure is an online course called Profitable Coaching Conversations, and this is actually a program that I created about 7 or 8 years ago. And when I started looking at doing a video podcast, it became real clear that I already had created tons and tons of content. Let me tell you that after more than 18 years, I've got tons of content in my warehouse and more content coming out of my ears. So I didn't need to recreate the wheel. And when I looked at what Profitable Coaching Conversations was all about, it was about selling, it was about language. It was about really kind of understanding how to step into a sales conversation with great authenticity. There was some marketing associated with it because they're very closely aligned. They're like siblings. And so I knew it had to include all of what was in that digital bundle that I worked on so many years ago, and even a little bit more. When the podcast idea came for me, I said, this needs to be sales and marketing, and it needs to be, and I borrowed this phrase from Brian Olds, who's the president and founder of the Black Speakers Network. And he said there's an ecosystem. And I loved it. I said, ecosystem, yes. So anything sales and marketing is within the ecosystem. If it touches sales, if it touches marketing, it is in the ecosystem that we're going to be talking about at Profitable Coaching Conversations. So I told you that I'm going to premiere the first episode tomorrow, but I wanted to give you a little bit of a taste today. Before I do that, I want to give away the prize that everyone gets. I told you, everyone gets a prize. You get a prize, you get a prize, you get a prize. And what I'm going to give you, I got to get up to show you. Everyone gets a Kindle of my last best-selling book. I charge for that. So if you're here, that means you registered with your email address. You're going to get the Kindle version of I charge for that, Mastering the Mindset for Sales Success. Everyone who registered for this particular event will get this. How cool is that? If that's cool for you, what I want you to do is show me those praise hands for the camera. Yes, those praise hands. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome, awesome. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Let me see this other group. Praise hands, praise hands, praise hands. Yes, yes, yes. Last group, praise hands, praise hands. Yes, yes. Awesome, 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 awesome. I told you everybody was going to get a gift. I know you didn't believe me, but I got a gift for everyone. Everybody gets one. So if you have friends that have not registered yet, I think they can still register through tonight, and I'll still give them the free gift. Just something a little special there for you. When I thought about profitable coaching conversations, I wanted to be sure I had the cream of the crop, the best guest, the best conversations possible with the guest. And so I handpicked the first 20 or so of my guests, and some of them are here. Let me just kind of tell you who's going to be here and a guest on the podcast. Let me back up to my notes. I've got Beverly Walther, who is a Christian business coach, who's going to be on the podcast. Many of these interviews have already happened, but I want to just make sure you know about some of these folks. Edeline Francois Dryden is also a guest on the podcast. Brian Oles, who I mentioned before, who is the president and founder of the Black Speakers Network, is a guest. John Lawson, also known as Colder Ice, is a guest on the podcast. I see that Leonie has joined us. Welcome, Leonie. Glad you're here. Penelope Jane Smith, who is here. She is a financial freedom educator for women. I'm so excited that you are here, Miss Penelope, and you're a guest on the podcast. Marquessa Petway, who is a Zoom expert, is also a guest on the podcast. I won't go through and name everyone, but if you're a guest here on the podcast, I'm going to open it up and I want you to raise your praise hand so we can see you. If you're a guest, if you're scheduled to be a guest on the podcast, let everybody know you're here. Yes, yes, yes. Barbara Faison, Leslie Smith, Sherry Burke, Rebecca Victor. Yes, yes, yes. I see you, Brian, yes. Lisa Cristalli. Yes, yes, yes. Patricia Stallworth, Patty Grimm, keep going. Jacqueline Miller, Maria. Yeah, lots of cool people. Patty Grimm, did I get everybody? I think I got everybody. So yes, thank you so much for serving as a guest on the podcast. The thing that I really wanted to do was create conversation with each guest that was on the podcast. It's not like a typical webinar where they come and they give their 3 points or their 5 strategies or things like that. I wanted it to be meaningful because people get to know you. And I wanted to also have you give an opportunity to an audience member or the audience as a whole, the people who are listening and waiting for you, to hear how you can support them. I want them to know that you've inspired them in some way. I want you to give what you can in terms of that empowerment and inspiration to them. And conversation to me is the likely way to do that. I want to show you guys a couple of clips. Is it okay if I do that? If it is, go ahead and do your praise hands so I can see you. Yes, yes, yes. I see the praise hands. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. So let me cut to a couple of clips I want to show you. Let me just show you the trailer. It's easier to me to show you the trailer. So let me back up and show you the trailer. Okay. Takes me a minute to get there, so bear with me. Let me share my screen. If you can see my screen, go ahead and show me your jazz hands, your praise hands, your praise hands. Awesome, awesome, good, good, good. And you can see the black full video trailer, if you can see that. Let me see. Okay, awesome. So let me make sure that I've got it set to play. Yes, I got it set to play. Let's go. Are you a coach, speaker, industry expert, or marketplace influencer who's ready to take your business to the next level? That means more time, more money, more clients, and lots more options, not just in your business, but in your life as a whole. I'm WendyY Bailey, known as your Income Acceleration Mentor, and I want to extend my personal invitation to you to join me and my amazing guest as we tap into sales and marketing insights to help you grow your business and ultimately your bottom line.
It's easy to get caught up in the marketing side of it because marketing typically is more fun.
Yeah.
And
find businesses and opportunities that are going to bring you joy.
Saturday and Sunday was prime time. Lunchtime was prime time. So while everybody else is going to work, hanging out with their coworkers, trying to figure out what happened last night on Monday Night Football, I was making phone calls. I was responding to email. Like I was, trying to build a business. So I had
You know, my personal motto is by giving what I have, God is always going to give me what I need.
And if you were going to ride in my car, you were paying for the gas.
I love it. Tune in to Profitable Coaching Conversations at www.profitablecoachingconversations.com. Awesome. Thank you guys for bearing with me on the trailer. I thought it was pretty good. I'm excited about what that brings in terms of what we're bringing to the marketplace. I see Brian just popped on. Welcome. I'm promoting you so we can see you. Hello, Miss Monique. I'm promoting you so we can see you. And what I want to do is open the lines up for just a quick second for questions about what you can expect or what you would like to see on the podcast, or any question even on the behind the scenes stuff. I'm going to tell a quick story in just a second about the behind the scenes. So are there questions? I'm going to be looking in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and ask a question as well. Any questions I can answer for you?
I have a question. This is Penelope.
Hello, Miss Penelope. We see you.
Hey, so what inspired you to launch this podcast? I know it's a lot of work and energy and resources. So yeah, what inspired you to do this?
Great question. And you're absolutely right. It is a ton of work. And it's more work than I actually had anticipated. And if you can imagine me being the DIYer that I am, I kind of thought I was just going to be able to do this without a lot of help. And thankfully, thank the Lord, he saw that I was going to need a lot of help, because a lot of help has come out through the process of creating this. But what really inspired me, it was very simple. A couple of years ago, a little over a year ago, I thought about a podcast, but I was kind of like, everybody has a podcast. Everybody has a podcast. If you look out there, everybody's doing a podcast. And my son's best friend actually told him that if he ever feels like something he's doing doesn't have value in some way, to go and look on the bread aisle, because there's so many competitors. Go and look on the bread aisle in the grocery store, and you see wheat, you see whole grain, you see hot dog buns, you see hamburger buns, you see raisin, you see cinnamon, you see all kinds of varieties of bread. And so you can't look at the competition, because just like someone's going into that grocery store looking for that loaf of wheat, and that's the only kind of bread they want, the same kind of thing applies when you have something that looks like everybody else is doing. You're creating something for one particular person or a sea of those people, and they can only get the message from you. So that kind of inspired me to move past my, oh, everybody's got a podcast thing. And then the video podcast came about toward the end of the year last year, because in the fall, I had gotten really burnt out on social media. I was tired of posting. It was social media marketing. Let me make sure this has so many likes, and let me see if this gets so much time. And I was burned out. And the video podcast came to me because I wanted to make sure it was different enough that it wasn't like everybody else. It's different enough because it's WendyY's podcast, but I wanted it to be even more different in that it was video. And about a week before I started actually working on the podcast, it became clear to me that I did not need to do it live, because that was another hurdle I was going to jump. We're going to do all the episodes live, and it was going to be wonderful live streaming, but I took some of the pressure off and said no. But the reality for me was, what inspired me was knowing that there are still people who are interested in what I have to say, and they can only get it from me. And I needed to find a way to reach them beyond social media. So I was totally inspired to actually do the podcast because of that. And as I said, a lot of people came out to support me, and it's been beautiful. All of the support. I have a video production team. I have a media guy who did some of the media stuff for me. I have a voice actress in Barbara J. Faison, who came and did the voiceover for the intro and the outro. Support has been reigning supreme, and I just can't thank everybody enough for that. I really, really can't. Other questions that I can answer. You can unmute yourself if you'd like and ask a question.
When is the first podcast going live? When is it going live?
Thank you. I did forget to say that. Tuesdays and Thursdays are the days you want to pay attention to. Tuesdays are when the guest episode releases on YouTube. And Thursdays are the bonus episodes where I'm sharing a little bit of snippet content, usually 20 minutes or less, sometimes less, a lot less. But I want to give you a taste of some real content as well. People are searching the internet every single day through Google and YouTube and all of the other social media platforms as well. And I wanted to be able to give them something they could search for and find easily as part of Profitable Coaching Conversations, specifically as it relates to entrepreneurship, let me say the word slowly, business, sales, marketing, and anything in that ecosystem of sales and marketing again. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, look for new episodes every week. And if you can imagine, while waiting on the next person to ask their question, if you can imagine, when I started this out, I didn't know who I wanted to be a guest. I knew I wanted a partner, if you will, with me at least once a week. And 2 weeks into this, I've recorded about 12 episodes with guests already. And I am booking into April for new guests because they're guests that are lined up on the schedule for us to record their podcast episode. It's just been, I'm so grateful. Like, I'm so grateful. Didn't expect it. It just kind of happened and I love it. I love it. Other questions?
So WendyY,
Hey,
what have you learned about yourself during this process?
You would ask me a hard question like that, wouldn't you? Okay, what have I learned about myself? What I've learned about myself, and I didn't really introduce myself, so I'll do a little of that in my response to your question. I've been in my business for 18.2 years. And I say it that way because it's been 18 years and almost 2 months into my business. And when I started my business in the first, I'm going to say 4 years, I was afraid of everything. Even though I was, fearless in my own way, I was jumping out there, but I didn't let people know how afraid I really was. I was afraid to succeed. I was afraid to fail. I was afraid to, increase my prices. I was afraid to talk to certain people. I was afraid to go to certain events. And I was afraid of everything. So fear really was a part of my makeup. And over the years, through my own personal development work, I've learned how not to be afraid of certain things. Even earlier today, I caught myself and I was telling Lorianne, I said, I can tell I'm stressed because the mean WendyY comes out. That mean WendyY is saying something that's not cool. And I'd gone to the gas station to pump gas and something was wrong with their system. And I didn't throw a real tantrum, but for me, I responded or I reacted to it. And that's not really me. What I've learned through this process is when to see that mean girl and turn her off or turn her down or get rid of her completely. Because the way that I behave today, even though it was mean, gosh, 6 months ago, it would have been a whole lot worse. You know what I mean? So I've learned how to tame the mean girl when I'm stressed. I've also kind of learned to take care of myself because there's a team around me and they were charged with certain things that they were doing. I kind of wanted to put my finger in there and do stuff to help them move stuff forward. And all day long, I kept saying, they got it, WendyY. Don't send that email. Don't send that text. It's going to be okay. So learning about myself and being able to manage my self-management or my micromanagement is something that I've learned a lot. And I feel like I've come through a lot. I've grown a lot as a result of the podcast and just my own personal development work. It's a good question, and I hope someone learns from it for sure. Other questions that I can answer for you about the podcast, about me, about my background, go ahead and unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Okay, I have a question.
Hey, Miss Rebecca, great.
Right. Hey, girl. What I'd like to know is how do you want to engage the audience as far as hearing back from them? How are you going to open up the opportunity for those listening to respond, to let you know what they're wanting?
Oh, well, it's a great question. Thank you for that. It's actually a prelude to a clip I'm going to show you. The Profitable Coaching Society is a community, a growing community of coaches and speakers and industry experts and marketplace influencers on Facebook. And every show, I'm going to encourage people to become part of the society, that community. It's growing. It's still very new. There's a lot of cool stuff happening there. Think of it as the pre-show opportunity for guests and the audience to connect and get to know each other, as well as the after show where you can continue as an audience member asking questions of the guests and interacting with them around their gifts and what they're bringing to the podcast. I really see it as an opportunity for that connection and that communication to start and continue there. Profitable Coaching Society is really going to be the place for you to continue connecting and growing with the people who are part of the podcast. It's also a great place for you to share what your challenges are, how we can support you in that. And that will drive a lot of what happens with the future episodes of the podcast itself. And I want to kind of start calling it a show. It's a podcast, yes. It's also very much a show because we're coming together to bring you something special. And it's not just a podcast. It really is some deep dive sharing that we do as part of what we're bringing to you every single week. Great question. Other questions as I queue up the Profitable Coaching Society clip. Go ahead and unmute yourself. I see Margot, you're here. I'm going to go ahead and promote you to panelist so we can see your shining face. Other questions or comments? Any questions? Okay, give me just a second and I will play this, this clip for you, this commercial for Profitable Coaching Society. I've had a lot of fun. Let me say this. I've had a lot of fun actually developing the podcast and all of the different pieces of it. I'm not by no means really proficient in a lot of the things that I've done. So it really has stretched me and grown me in a way that I just did not think I could be grown and stretched in as it gets to the video production and piecing some things together and all that kind of stuff. Can everybody see my screen? If you can, let me see your praise hands. Praise hands, praise hands. You can see my screen where it says Profitable Coaching Society. If you can see me, I see a lot of people are not letting me see their screens, their faces. Let's see. Awesome, awesome. Okay, awesome, awesome. Thank you, Miss Patty. Okay, so let's get going. Let me show you this little commercial. WendyY here, and I want to extend my personal invitation to you to join the Profitable Coaching Society. It's a growing community of coaches, speakers, industry experts, and marketplace influencers just like you. Join the after party to connect with guests so you can continue the dialogue. They're waiting in the society to greet you. When you join, you're going to receive my special gift, the ultimate guide to profitable coaching conversations. Go to www.profitablecoachingsociety.com and I'll see you there. All right. So any questions about the Profitable Coaching Society? If you have a question, go ahead and unmute yourself so I can see your question. Okay, awesome.
Wendy?
Hey, Patricia. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, I don't really have a question so much as a comment. I just love the way that you've sort of thought this all out and you have a process that goes along with it. So many people start a podcast and it doesn't go anywhere because there's nothing else for people to do. So I really like that you really thought this out to the point where you have a place for people to go and you're going to be encouraging them to go there. And I think that's, I think it's a good business idea, but I also think it's good for the people that are going to be listening to you as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Patricia. And you're right. I could not do a podcast, anything else related to marketing, if it wasn't part of a bigger process. Because in 18 years or so, I've learned that you can't just throw something and hope and throw something and hope it and hope that you make it stick is what I'm trying to say. It just doesn't work that way. So I've learned that you've got to have a system, a process, and I'm glad it shows that I do. So thank you for saying that. Other comments or questions that I can answer for you? I've got 2 more giveaways. And while you're waiting to ask your question or make your comment, the first question is, who has a birthday closest to today's date? Today is July 27th. So if your date is in the area, like within a few days of today, tell us in the chat. Jacqueline, when is your birthday?
Friday.
Her birthday is Friday, y'all. How about that? Anybody else who's got a birthday that's close to where we are today?
It was last Friday, July 24th.
July 24th. Who else said something? I heard somebody else.
Sherry posted in the chat that her birthday is today.
Oh,
whose birthday?
Today.
Sherry's birthday is today. Sherry is our big winner. Sherry is our big winner. And what I'm going to send you, Sherry, yes, praise hands for Sherry. Praise hands, yes, yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Happy birthday, happy birthday. And I'm going to send you Masterful Content. It's a digital program, how to create compelling and transformational content for your group coaching program. So it's a how-to that steps you out about how to identify your content. It's one of my best-selling programs of all time, and I think you're going to really enjoy it, Miss Sherry. I really do. So congratulations to you. Okay, and I'm going to give away one more thing. And what did you say, Lorianne? She told me what the second question was. Okay. I don't know what your other question was. We're going to give away one more prize, but before we do, I want to show you another commercial. How's that? I've had a lot of fun creating commercials, if you can imagine. They're going to get better over time, but I'm very, very pleased with my commercial making skills. As a DIYer, I think it has made a big difference for me to do those things. Let's see. And I'm really excited about the intro, so I'm going to play the intro for you too. Let me share my screen so you can see it. Does everybody see me on the screen if you can? The video that stopped of me, can you see me? Let me see your praise hands or say yes, 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 yes in the chat. Okay, I see your praise hands. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So here's this commercial. If you're a coach, speaker, industry expert, or marketplace influencer, selling must be something that you master to grow your business. WendyY here, and I've got just the thing you need. Supersize Your Selling is a 7-day sales challenge. Throughout the 7 days, I help you to grow confident in your ability to sell. I help you understand your personal strengths as a sales leader so that you can leverage them to be authentic in your selling. I also help you identify the fear of rejection that's keeping you from asking for the sale and help you overcome that with ease. I throw in a script for you that's entirely written out for you that you can begin to practice and make your own. And you also have the rare opportunity to have a coaching session with me as part of the sales challenge. So go on over to supersizeyourselling.com and sign up today, and I look forward to your growing confidence as a sales leader. So how am I doing with these commercials, you guys? Like, am I touching on some stuff that people need? I got a 7-day sales challenge. They get to commune with other people and grow and learn. Questions or comments?
I think the commercials are so much fun, and it's just like professional and peppy and high energy, and I love them.
Good. Thank you, Penelope. And Rebecca says, great job on the commercials. What a great job. Hi, all. Somebody just popped in, I guess. Rodney says, you can't see us. Oh, that's an old chat. That was when I learned how to use Zoom a little bit more effectively. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Any other questions or comments? I want to share one more thing and then we will conclude. Let's see here.
I did enjoy, I agree with Penelope. I like the energy of the commercials. I like also the subtle with the music, but not so much, you know, sometimes music can be overstated and it drowns you out, but it was just a nice compliment to what you were presenting. So
Awesome.
Nicely done.
Thank you. Thank you. I've had fun with that. And there have been some music that's just been part of the program I've been working in. So I've been kind of like, wow, this is very, very, very cool. So Jacqueline, your birthday is coming up Friday. Is that what you said? So in 4 days. And Patty said her birthday was on Friday. So I've got 2 more people. So here's what I'm going to do. In addition to getting the Kindle version of my book, I'm also going to send you guys the paperback edition of my book. Okay. So I want you to have something that is celebratory for your birthday as well. Praise hands. Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you, WendyY.
You're welcome, Miss Jacqueline. You're welcome. Yeah, this has been a fun experience walking through this whole podcast or this whole show creation and what it means and everything. Hey, Debbie Lonergan, welcome. I'm promoting you so we can see your shining face. There is there's a first episode that I wanted to show you, but the production team is still working on some of the pieces to it. So I'm kind of excited about the opening. So can I show you just the opening of it? Just the opening? Can I show you that? Do you mind if I show you that? Say yes, yes, yes in the chat if you want to see it.
Yeah, sure.
I hear you too. That's great. Now I got to go find it. Let's see. There it is. Yeah, I had a media production guy who created the opening. That's not the right one. I can tell by the way it looks. Oh no, that is the right one. Yeah, oops, sorry. Yeah, I had a media guy who is just, he's not a DIYer. You can tell he's experienced in what he does. And I was just so tickled with what he created. So I just got to show you that. Okay, and somebody is got some double noise or something in the background. Go ahead and mute yourself. Does everybody see my open final edit? Let me see your praise hands if you can see me. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, awesome. Here we go.
Yeah, if you think you're going to do it in your own strength, then you know what? Yeah, you can't do it.
COVID, it's been helping people move their businesses from offline or brick and mortar to online.
Systems are more important than skills as an entrepreneur today.
It's totally okay to reinvent yourself.
Yes.
Multiple times, especially when you're an entrepreneur.
Welcome to Profitable Coaching Conversations with WendyY Bailey. If you're a coach, speaker, or industry expert, you're in the right place for sales and marketing wisdom and insight to grow your coaching business. Now, here's your host, Income Acceleration Mentor, WendyY Bailey.
Okay, Barbara J. Faison, thank you for that awesome voiceover. Appreciate you so much. Doesn't she sound amazing? I just love that opening so much. It's kind of snazzy and, you know, it pops a little bit and I love it. And Barbara just brings such professionalism to it in terms of sound and energy. I love it a lot. I really, really love it a lot. And any questions that I can answer for you now? Any other questions? I think one more thing I want to share. Yeah. Thank you, Monique. I appreciate it. I see someone else said something. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Any other questions? Anybody want to say something? And then I'm going to do one more thing and then I'll close out. Anybody want to say something?
I'm just happy to see you back in the fellowship.
Thank you, Rosemary. Rosemary and I have known each other since 2011. So she's seen me through some of my health challenges and my burnout of social media. So thank you for saying that. I'm glad to be back, not just in my business and working like hard, but doing something that I'm passionate about as well. So I'm having fun. I'm totally happy.
I have a lot to give people, so I'm excited for you. And all those people that are going to get you.
Yes, yes. And the guests. Like I handpicked the first 20 or so guests, and I'm so thrilled to bring these amazing people to you. Some of you are here. If you're a guest, go ahead and raise your hand and, you know, move your jazz hands, your praise hands. Yeah, hello, hello. I see a lot of guests here. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome, awesome. Keep doing it. I got to go to the next screen. Keep doing it. Yes, yes, yes. And Lisa, I got to tell you, even though Brian has been on the show, I need you to be on the show too, because you've got your own area of expertise that we need to tap into and showcase on the show. So let's talk soon, Miss Lisa. I saw the thumbs up. That's good. Awesome, awesome. Excellent, excellent.
Are you talking to me?
Lisa Santiago.
Oh, okay. I was just saying, we already interviewed. We already did it.
You're like, we already did it. What's she talking about? Lisa Crisali is like, what? Is she smoking something? Is she drunk tonight?
Lisa Crisali, I love how you spell your name.
Thanks, Lisa.
Yeah, she added a Z just for pizzazz.
I added a whole bunch of letters when I was growing up to my name, including some Z's, because it was just so plain. So I love that you did it.
Yeah, awesome, awesome, awesome. So I want to make sure I tell you a couple of things about the show. We talked about the release date being on Tuesdays and Thursday. Tuesday is the guest episode, and Thursday will be the bonus episodes, and you'll be able to see those on YouTube. What I haven't asked you to do is go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So go over to YouTube. I'm putting the link in the chat so you can know where to go. Yeah. So you can know where to go. And I sent that, I think, just to you, Laurie, and send it to everybody else for me, would you? Okay, somebody says, Sherry says she's already subscribed. Let me do everybody. And then we'll get it to you. Let's see. It's hard to type and think with, you know, at the same time sometimes. I see you already subscribed, Miss Carol. Thank you. Okay. Now everybody should have gotten that time. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so be sure to subscribe to YouTube. And one of the things that's really important as a YouTube channel person, someone who has a channel on YouTube, is you've got, thank you, Dr. Monique, for subscribing. I see that you subscribed. You've got to really make the channel work. You've got to engage with people in a big way. So I would love for you guys to like, to share, to comment. I will be responding to comments personally. And yeah, we're going to be doing an after party in the society, but I definitely want you to feel like you're engaged in the comment. If there's a question that comes up for you, if you know that your community will benefit from it, go ahead and share it across social media. And be sure to subscribe and turn the bell on so that you're notified when new episodes are released. Even though you know they're going to be released on Tuesdays and Thursdays, that gives you a leg up on everything from everybody else before everyone else gets it. Okay, so that will help a lot. For the audio podcast, for those of you, I know it's quite a few who have a podcast already, but audio podcast rankings are determined by the number of reviews and downloads. So be sure on the audio podcast platforms that you're downloading the episodes so you can listen to them whether you're offline or online, and review them. You know, give me those 4 or 5 stars. Yes, I'm going to be very specific. Give me those 4 or 5 stars for the episode, and let me know what you like and what you don't like and what you want more of, right? And I had one more thing I wanted to make sure I shared with you guys. What was it? Looking at my notes. Any other questions before I give you that one last thing and then we'll close out? Any other questions? Comments?
Well, thank you for being so inspirational, WendyY.
I don't know who said that, but thank you.
It's Barbara Day.
Hey, Barbara Day. You didn't show up because I got the gallery view, so everybody I see. So thank you, Barbara Day. I appreciate it. a podcast is not an easy thing to do. I know a number of you are doing them and have been doing them for a while. I know Lisa and Brian have a podcast. I know Rodney has a podcast. I know Penelope Jane Smith, you did a podcast at one time. Rebecca's gearing up to do a podcast. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And I love doing it and bringing it and being at this point in time because I'm passionate about it as well. I've been very picky about how everything goes. And for those of you on this this call who are guests, yes, I do have confirmation letters that gives you like a fire hose approach to the show. But I believe in making sure you feel held in the content and in the concept so that you can show up and just be your best self when you're a guest on the episode. So thank you for that. This is something I'm very passionate about. And just so you're clear, I've made the commitment to do this podcast for the next 24 months, the next 2 years, because I know this is a long haul commitment. This is a long game. This isn't a short game. I'm not going to do this and go away in a couple of months. This is long term. For two years, 24 months, I'm going to be doing this podcast. So I just welcome your support. I appreciate your support for being here tonight. And I'm so excited about bringing profitable coaching conversations to you. I really, really am. I'm going to show you the unedited version of the first episode, which is kind of different. But I think you'll like it because I think you'll get a sense of what it's going to be like. Where is it? Thank you, Margot Frazier. I see that you signed up for our YouTube channel, so welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay. We are here. Almost, hold on. Cue it up. It's a big file, so it's taking it a second to load, so bear with me. Almost there. Okay, this is the raw file, and I'm only going to play a little bit of it. Oh, that's not the right file. Sorry. There we go. Okay, thanks everybody for your patience. Here we go. Again, this is the unedited file, so I'm going to start it a little bit into the episode and then we'll just play a little bit of it. I'm doing great, Jennifer. Thank you so much for being here to interview me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is going to be fantastic. So let's level set before we do anything else and bring all the great knowledge that you have to the audience. Let's first take a step back. And what I want you to do is I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, awesome. I can do that. Let's see. I'm an 18-year veteran coach, and I've been in this business, again, more than 18 years. Why am I nervous? Why am I nervous? I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy. So let's start again. I'm sorry. And I did hear some static, which is why I kind of looked the way that I did. So.
And professional executives to help them elevate their visibility, credibility, influence, impact, and most importantly, their profitability within their organization and within their industry. And I am absolutely delighted to be here today to interview my friend, my colleague, WendyY. So first, let me say, Wendy, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Jennifer. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you.
I ditto that.
In my business for more than 18 years, and I came from corporate America. I was a senior manager and in information technology and telecommunications, and I was voted off the island. And when I was voted off the island, I decided that I no longer wanted to go back into that IT telecom space, because I felt like, you know, it's very much a demeaning kind of role you're in as a woman, and you're in a male-dominated industry. So I was battered and bruised, as I like to say, every single day by something going on in my department. But I loved what I did. But I thought when I was voted off the island, I don't want to go back to that. I want to do something different. And at the time, Oprah had Cheryl Richardson on her show. And it was the first time I had heard the term coaching in the context of working with individuals and businesses and professionals and executives.
Yes.
And at the end of the show, they put up a bunch of links to look at, you know, to investigate coaching so that you could see and learn more about coaching. And I started following those links, and I looked and I looked and I looked. And the more I read, the more I felt like it was what I needed to at least investigate. And then I started out getting my coach training. I went to Coach U, Coachville, Coach Training Alliance, and the Fearless Living Institute. And once I felt like I was equipped to coach people, I hung out my shingle. So my shingle has been hung out since June 2nd, 2002. So it's been more than 18 years that I've been in this business, and a little bit. And then what really blew the doors off in terms of who I was coaching was when I decided I was at home in group coaching, and I taught for many years coaches and speakers and industry experts how to design, deliver, and sell, as in fill, profitable group coaching programs using neurolinguistic programming, because that's part of my background as well as doing the neurolinguistic programming certification.
Is the fact that you know, see what WendyY did when she saw something that really resonated with her. You know, the fact that you saw Cheryl and you went down that path. And I think that that is such a testament to being able to have 18 years under your belt. But a lot of times we ignore that still small voice. So kudos for you, and everyone has been able to benefit because you were obedient and listening to what you were being called to do. But one of the things that comes to mind immediately as an entrepreneur myself, definitely not as long as you are. However, knowing how difficult it is in this industry and how many businesses flounder pretty quickly, because it really is tough to be self-sustaining and really get out there and get traction and build a reputation for yourself within the industry. So you're doing it for 18 years. So what do you think that attributes to the longevity of your success?
Wow. There are a couple of things. I think that in 18 years, I've learned that it's okay to reinvent yourself personally and professionally whenever the call arises.
Can we say that again?
Yeah, it's totally okay to reinvent yourself.
Yes.
Multiple times, especially when you're an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
Even outside of being an entrepreneur, you need to be okay and open to reinventing yourself, right?
Yeah.
What I do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So the name of my business is WendyY Bailey Global Enterprises, but I'm doing business as Business Beyond Limits.
Yes.
And it provides that rebranding, that clarity, that reinvention, that evolution of me and my brand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How would you describe your body of work to the audience?
Wow. In 2016, when I rebranded, and I came back to the marketplace. I had been out of the marketplace for about 15, 18 months due to illness. And when I came back, I was driving and I was thinking one day, and I was like, what is it I'm doing? Like, if I put it all together and looked at the last 13 years, what does it say I'm doing? And what popped into my head is the income acceleration roadmap. That's what it is today. I didn't actually formulate it until mid 2016, right? Like the middle of the year, like June, July. And the income acceleration roadmap is really a picture. So there's a snip of the first episode. It really is me being interviewed about
my business and what I can bring to people as well. So I hope you enjoyed the little taste of that. The last thing I want to share with you, if I can find it. Oh, I just wanted to remind you to join the Profitable Coaching Society. Go to profitablecoachingsociety.com and it'll take you to the Facebook community where the coaches and speakers and industry experts are assembling to talk, to connect, to learn, to grow together. Be sure that you're there. And the ultimate guide to profitable coaching conversations, it's still being developed. You'll have it by the end of this week. So be sure that you join now. Provide your email address when you join, and you'll get your ultimate guide as part of being a member of the Profitable Coaching Society as well. We're at the end. Let me just say, for the sake of the recording, let's do the praise hands. Everybody, let me see your praise hands. If you're on camera, let me see your praise hands. Come on, Rosemary. I see you. There you go. There you go. Praise hands. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Awesome, awesome. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you guys so much for being here. And I look forward to supporting you and staying connected with you through this whole podcast experience. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. Bye-bye.